Bem, agora só nos resta uma facção para ser feita. Cala a boca, Superfã, cala a boca. Vai ser a pior coisa que eu escolhi pegar nesse jogo. Não, obrigado. O que acontece? Agora a gente vai começar as quests da nossa facção aí dos piratas. Existem alguns avisos sobre esta facção. Infelizmente, Starfield é um jogo que eu estou tendo que ter ciências de alguns bugs que ocorrem que trava jogo. Então, por isso que eu já tô até adiantando, porque vai ter um problema nessa missão que espero que não dê. E não vai dar, entendeu? Mas o que acontece? Existem algumas coisas em Starfield que podem simplesmente quebrar. Então, tem muitas missões que a gente tem que buscar possíveis bugs que tem que ficar salvando toda hora. Um exemplo é, se você vai falar com uma pessoa que está sentada, salva antes. Porque, às vezes, se essa pessoa ficar sentada, simplesmente falar para você, me siga, pode ser que dê um bug e ela fique sentada e você não consegue seguir ela e você não consegue saber onde é para ir. Então, acontece. Por exemplo, numa missão que a gente pegou há muito tempo atrás na clínica pra Freestar, o cara podia bugar que ele simplesmente não ia. Tipo, no caso, o meu só bugou que ele foi pra janela, ficou olhando e o ponto já foi pra onde que eu tinha que ir. Menos mal. Mas, às vezes pode acontecer dele simplesmente ficar sentado, o ponto ficar nele, travar e não acontecer nada. E aí trava a missão, tem que voltar ao save, tem que continuar de novo. Então, assim, podem ocorrer vários bugs, porque sim, tem vários bugs nesse jogo. E a Frota Escarlate, ela tem um problema no final dela, que eu já tô adiantando agora, que é pra todo mundo ficar bem ciente. A gente vai agora ser agente duplo. Então, nós vamos nos infiltrar na Frota Escarlate, como a gente vai começar agora. Por isso que eu já tô dando spoiler, porque é preciso. E a gente vai poder escolher se a gente quer continuar como agente duplo ou se a gente quer entrar pra frota. É altamente recomendado neste momento agora do jogo. Não sei se vai arrumar isso, não sei o que acontece. E não. Então todas as nossas ações nesta... Pode ser também. Todas as nossas ações nessa missão... A gente vai seguir o jogo, mas sempre vai estar inclinado a não entrar na Frota Escarlate. Porque a Frota Escarlate, ela buga algumas coisas do jogo. Por isso que é dito para fazer ela por último das coisas, quando você não tiver mais nada, e você não entrar pra ela. Esse é o máximo que eu posso falar. Tem outras coisas também de vantagens e desvantagens, mas isso a gente vai falar depois no final. Mas até porque eu não sei de tudo, entendeu? Eu só sei dos pequenos problemas. Do tipo, se eu for falar com fulano, toma cuidado, que pode bugar. Isso é a única coisa que eu sei. Eu tento não ter spoilers das coisas. Então, a Frota Escarlate, o que eu sei é, se você pode se juntar a eles ou não. Se você se juntar, o jogo pode bugar, porque... você pode ter luta com eles e a luta não vai entregar. Então, essa é a minha recomendação para quem tá começando essa quest. E é assim que a gente vai seguir. Vamos fazer a quest, só que tomando extremo cuidado com tudo. Então, assim, pode ser que eu pare a quest se acontecer alguma coisa, algum bug extraordinário. Pode ser que eu pare. Pode ser que eu vá até o final e depois eu volte até esse ponto e continue a história sem fazer as missões da facção. Pode acontecer isso. Então é bom estar preparado aí. Infelizmente tem esse problema no jogo. Mas enfim, bora ser agente duplo? Olá rapaziada, como é que vocês estão? Espero que sejam bem. Vamos aí a mais um episódio de Starfield e nesse episódio nós vamos finalmente, assim como eu já falei agora há pouco, entrar para a facção Escarlate, os piratas. E é claro, na condição de agente duplo, porque não vamos virar piratas e sim tentar descobrir um pouquinho mais dos seus segredos. informar a você sobre tudo. Mas antes de mais nada, vamos ao nosso pequeno ritual padrão. Pega um olho, petisco, chama os amigos e bora se divertir, mas deixa que eles venham que aquece o coração. Se não for inscrito, já aproveita e se inscreve. Bora lá. E aí?
Welcome aboard the UC Vigilance. Did you have any questions before I escort you to the commander?
O que você pode me dizer sobre esse lugar onde a gente vai?
Suffice to say, it's one of the toughest ships in the UC's arsenal. Yeah, listen to him carefully. The commander's a one-and-done kind of officer. In other words, he hates to repeat himself.
Okay.
Other than that, just observe standard military decorum, and it should keep you from serving any time on the ship's cleaning detail.
Vamos lá.
If you'd follow me, please. So, you're the vanguard that took down that terramorph on Tau City. You've made quite an impression around here. Everyone upstairs is talking about it.
Olha, sabendo não. É porque tecnicamente agora é meio que uma continuação da facção da UC.
I almost regret missing out on all the fun. Of course, we don't normally see that kind of action on the Vigilance, but we have our moments. All right, Vanguard. Take the lift up to Ops. Commander Ikande should be waiting for you. Good luck.
Okay, hello.
Ah, olá. Desculpa por não dar oi. Caramba. Não, não é você que eu quero falar, é com ele. Oi.
Ah, there you are. Commander Kibwe Ikande, UC System. Glad to have you aboard. I was beginning to think you were having second thoughts about Commander Tuala's offer.
É outra de...
UC SysDev is a division of the UC Navy. While they handle big picture stuff, we deal specifically with pirates. Since you're already involved with the Vanguard, I don't have to underline how important your contribution will be to the security of our spaceways. It appears he's certainly picked the right person for the job. So, now that you're part of the team, allow me to introduce you to your new home. This is the Operations Center of the UC Vigilance. SysDev's nerve center, dedicated to the destruction of the Crimson Fleet. That's strange. According to your file, you've been...
Sim, mas eu quero que você explique. Eu gosto de pegar e deixar as explicações.
Surprised you don't remember. We are currently in the Sol system, in deep orbit around Phobos. As to why, I'll explain momentarily. Which is precisely why we're taking a more clandestine approach. We need eyes and ears inside the Crimson Fleet. Someone who can feed us information, evidence, and expose their weaknesses. The catch is that you can't just knock on their front door and ask for an application. Getting inside is going to take some finesse.
Que eu só descarto. Abordagens mais diretas. Me bota numa sala que eu convenço os caras de boa. Imagina que você já tem um plano para isso.
Our intelligence has managed to find a possible opening into the Crimson Fleet through Sersha Bowden, one of their contacts. She works for the Trade Authority in Sidonia, so you'll be using a container of Aurora we've loaded on your ship to get her attention. That's classified. Suffice to say that the smuggler who was previously holding it will be spending the rest of their life in prison. That's right. So it'll be your job to convince this person that you're the real deal. Once you bluff your way into the Crimson Fleet, then the operation proceeds to evidence gathering. That's where my second-in-command, Lieutenant Gillian Toft, comes into the picture. She'll explain everything you need to know.
Está encarregado. Mostra o caminho.
To get going. Good. Remember, this entire operation rests on your ability to infiltrate the Crimson Fleet and bring us the evidence we need to take them down.
Se der um passo, marca a perna.
Then you better learn to swim, because you're diving right into the deep end on this one. I've studied your profile. I know you can do this. I'm not about to throw away someone's life on a whim or a prayer. Just use your best judgment. Trust your instincts. And watch your back. I wouldn't expect any less. Look, before you begin, I want to make something perfectly clear. As an undercover operative for UC SysDev, you'll be expected to follow our code of conduct and ethics. Allow yourself to stray too far off the path, and you stand a good chance of spiraling out of control.
Como assim?
Crimson Fleet doesn't follow the rules. They only abide by one thing: money. All of their morals and social graces fall by the wayside in pursuit of their greed. At first glance, this can appear quite enticing, so I'm warning you not to get lured into their trap. Think you can handle that? That's what I wanted to hear. Anyway, it's time to hand you over to Lieutenant Toft. She'll brief you about the details of the evidence-gathering portion of the operation. Now, get out of here, and good luck. That's easy to answer. You don't. We'll be monitoring your activities from the vigilance and attempting to keep it within your vicinity. When you feel you've gathered enough evidence, and at the completion of your assignments, head back here for a debrief. Beyond that, you're completely on your own.
Ok.
Dismissed.
Yes, what?
Só vamos. Licença. Licença. Pera aí. Não, é aqui. Tô bem doida. Oi, criatura.
All right. We don't have a lot of time, so I need you to listen up. While you're working undercover, it's imperative that you gather as much evidence as possible. If you find any records that look suspicious or incriminating, you bring it to me. Is that understood? Well, you better. Commander Ikande's entire operation is resting on your shoulders.
Que
I
bom.
want data slates, computer downloads, handwritten notes. Hell, I'll take anything if it'll get those bastards thrown into the brig. For the sake of the settled systems, I hope you're right. That minor skirmish you had with them on Vectera was nothing compared to the death and destruction those pirates leave behind. If you've seen what I've seen, you'd understand why I'm pushing you so hard. That's all we're asking. Oh, before you go, there's one more thing. Commander Ikande has authorized a credit disbursement for each piece of evidence that you return, as compensation for your efforts.
Que bom.
It's not generous, it's motivational. Commander Ikande's idea. All right, we've loaded a container of Aurora into your ship's cargo hold. We're also providing you with a sample you can use to tease the goods. We've cleared your ship for launch. Proceed to Sidonia. Make contact with Saoirse Bowden. And with any luck, she'll point you to the Crimson Fleet. That should do it. You're dismissed.
Ok. Se pegar, né?
Don't worry, the container's been registered with UC Security, so you shouldn't have any trouble. Even if you're scanned.
Que bom.
Of course, if we find out you tried to sell it to someone outside the boundaries of this particular operation, well, I don't think I need to tell you the consequences of making that mistake.
Não. Só vamos sair. Tchau. Assim, aliás, eu esqueci de falar. É recomendado também que você faça ela do início ao fim, tá? Porque como a gente vai jogar de agente duplo, a Frota Escarlate vai ficar amigável. Então, se você fizer um teco e depois for pra outra coisa, pode bugar. Uma coisa que me deixou levemente assim irritado é eu ter que ficar pesquisando bugs que podem quebrar o jogo. Porque tem uns que ferra com força. Mas eu não peguei nenhum assim, muito grave que eu não dê pra continuar, entendeu? Tirando os do nada tá com a gente. Entendeu? Dá pra remediar. Operação secreta. Sigue para Sidônia. E também essa é uma razão do porquê que eu não tô trazendo os Companions juntos. Mas não é porque, tipo, os Companions estão tudo por aí, não estão comigo, que as minhas decisões aqui nas facções não afetem eles. Por exemplo, na última facção que a gente pegou, depois eu fui dar uma olhada para as outras alternativas e tudo mais, depois que eu terminei ela. E se você vira a favor do Neuroamp, todos os outros companions, não importa se estão com você ou não, eles aprovam.
If you're here to buy or sell, you might want to talk to Octai. I'm busy.
Eu vim vender, mas é com você.
Wouldn't be the first time I've heard that line. Oh, don't give me that look. I'm just having a laugh. What have you got for me?
Pode ver essa amostra aqui.
Aurora, huh? Nice. A little too hot to handle, though. What else you got?
Projeto.
Yeah. Well, I got some bad news for you, love. This location doesn't buy shit like that when you see security sitting a stone's throw from the front door. Of course, if there's a finder's fee you're offering, I might, well, bend the rules a little bit.
1000? Só 1000? Ah, então bora.
It's funny. Suddenly, I do remember someone who might be able to unload that stuff for you. There's a buddy of mine who runs with the Crimson Fleet. Goes by the name Adler Kemp. If he isn't passed out, you can find him killing the rest of his brain cells at the Broken Spear. Oh, and it's been a pleasure doing business with you.
Não com você.
Unless you're here to serve me another drink, you can turn around and walk away. Hey, why don't you say that a little louder? I don't think every single UC guard in Sidonia heard you.
Então fica quieto.
Okay.
E aceita.
Okay. Yeah, I think we can help you with this. If you've got a whole shipment of this stuff, you're going to need to move it fast. But you're going to have to do something for us first.
Quem é a gente? Achei que era entre você.
Let's just say I have a certain influential affiliation. And leave it at that. Basically, you want that Aurora moved, I'm your guy. Right down to business, and no small talk.
Eu não quero parecer óbvio demais.
Now listen up, because I'm not going to repeat myself. I need you to deal with a miner who's racked up a bunch of debt. He probably spent it all on booze, not that I blame him. Either way, I want that money back. What do I need to do here? Write you an instruction manual? You can do this loud, you can do this quiet. I don't care. I just want my goddamn money, and I want this guy to remember who he screwed over.
Tá bom. Eu resolvo.
Perfect. His name's Carl Fielding. I think you'll find him wandering around the Deimos miners' quarters. Don't worry, you can't miss him. Just look for the most miserable looking guy in the entire place.
Ah, viramos cobrador de dívida. Eu espero que a recompensa seja boa. Ué. Ele tá mandando vir pra cá. E agora pra cá. Tá vendo? Esse negócio é meio bugado. Eu já me perdi por causa disso. Ué. Mas por que aqui? Ah, é. Pensei que era um elevador. Porque tem um elevador. Mas eu tô muito doido. Ô, criatura. Vamos lá, vamos fazer o seguinte. Você tá devendo. Nossa.
Adler Camp. Who the heck is that? Adler, you said? Nope. I think you have me mixed up with someone else. Look, I'm tired. It's been a long day in the mines. I just want to go home, wash off the dust, and relax. This has been fun, so whatever.
Você funeral, você arrasa.
Hey now. Take it easy there. Let me think about that person you mentioned. Adler, was it? Hmm? Oh, wait. You mean that Adler? Yeah, sorry. I thought you were talking about someone else. I told him I'd pay up next week when Deimos cuts our next profit share check. I'll even bring it to him personally. Hmm? Sound good? Yeah? Come on! Give me a break! What the... Look, I haven't got a single credit to spare right now. Okay? You can't squeeze blood from a stone. You know? Right?
Vamos lá. A gente pode fazer o seguinte, a gente pode pagar por ele ou a gente pode persuadir. Porque você tá sem crédito.
I'm a miner for Deimos. It's not what I was hoping for out of life. But here I am. Yeah. It's a lousy company. It pays me a salary. But I depend on the profit-sharing bonuses to keep food on the table for my family. Hey, now wait a second. Just because things are tough, and I might be spending my afternoons at the spear, it doesn't mean I don't care about my family. Adler doesn't get to judge me. No, he's just a low-life pirate who thinks he can push everyone around.
Acho que eu tenho 3 mil. Eu tenho 3 mil.
Holy crap.
Já que a gente tá na rota da maldade, vamos fazer uma bondade.
Wow. I don't even know what to say. Thank you. for everything. And don't worry, I'll never borrow anything from Adler again. I promise.
Uma gotinha de pinga na tua língua. Você vai ver azeitona no coco. E eu não tô brincando. Ué, eu não tô na rota mal? Tô. Quer dizer, não, né? Eu não tô na facção 100% mal. A gente interpreta aqui um papel de agente duplo. Assim, tirando o começo da Hyujin, até agora eu tô que foi lento pra caramba. Até agora eu tô gostando das facções. Vamos ver essa daqui. Eu quero ter uma opinião boa sobre as facções, porque geralmente aventuras são... Eu chamo de aventuras aquelas side quests que estão ligadas... São várias ligadas a um NPC, ou são várias ligadas a uma facção, uma tribo, uma cidade, uma corporação, alguma coisa do tipo. Entendeu? E aventuras geralmente são coisas que eu gosto de trazer, porque são coisas que têm uma história pra contar. E eu quero que sejam boas.
There, would you look at that? I knew that bum was holding out on me. He going to be a problem anymore? Or did he get the message?
Ele entendeu o recado.
Nice. You're kind of a natural at this. Leaning on deadbeats comes easy to you. I like that. You know, if you like this kind of work, I can get you more. A lot more. You think you can handle running with my, associates?
Quem são exatamente seus associados?
If you haven't figured that out by now, then maybe you aren't cut out for our line of work. That's what I'm talking about.
Olha que grosso.
I like your style. All right. I'll call ahead and get a hold of Nevamora. She's second to the big boss himself. Head out to Europa. You'll find her there. I suggest you listen to whatever she has to say. Oh, and I've taken care of that Aurora shipment for you too. Don't spend all that cash in one place.
9.300. Ah, vai. Tecnicamente eu ganho 6.300 nessa brincadeira. Entendeu? Se eu for bonzinho, se eu for malzinho, vai ser como fala. Vai ser os 9.300. Eu sei disso.
Hell, I'm the one who vouched for him in the first place. Back then he had a different name and a different identity. He was a damn good earner too. Brought in a ton of creds. Everything was fine until he wanted out. So he ran. And nobody, I mean nobody, runs away from the fleet.
been tracking Rick for months. He's making it tough, not gonna lie. He changes his location and identity so often, it's costing me a small fortune just to keep tabs. But you know what? It's worth every damn cred. He's made me look like a fool in front of Delgado, and I'm gonna have his head on a pike.
Vamos lá. Pra quem não... Opa! Pra quem não sabe, o Delgado é o líder da Frota Escarlate. A gente já encontrou com ele numa missão que a gente teve que resgatar o Barrett. A frota quer Austin aqui morto. Eu quero subir na nave de vocês e discutir como poupar a vida dele.
Well, normally I would say no, but frankly it will be safer for us that way. Alright, you can dock. We will talk then.
Ai, desculpa. Tá, calma aí. Pera aí. Pronto. Como a André já é um companion, ela tá com a gente aqui na tripulação. Então ela acaba... Então toda vez que eu tô com alguma coisa de nave, ela acaba também tendo opiniões. Aliás, a gente tem que falar com ela. Mas depois eu falo. Calma, minha filha.
I am not sure what to make of you being here. If you wanted to kill us, you could have done that from your ship. If you wanted our cargo, we could have jettisoned it. I guess I should just stop talking and let you say your piece. That is true. Which means you don't want somebody to know what you are really up to. Now, do you mind telling us what this is all about? You really do not know which one of us is Rake, do you? And you do not seem to care either, which makes me think you really want to save him. Okay, I have idea. We can strike his name from Manifest, make it so he was never on board. Then, when we dock, we will leave him on this ship and deliver him to another port.
Contanto que ele aceite se entregar para déficit da UC. Entregue ele para déficit se a frota descobrir esse acordo vai ser ruim para nós dois.
That is fair. We do not want any part of the fleet. Is that all right with you, Austin?
Do I have a choice?
It does not appear you do. Well then, it is agreed. You go back to your ship and we will make sure Rake was never on ours. And in case any of your handlers get suspicious, here. We had an extra crate of supplies loaded, in case one got damaged. This should be proof you were not here to bargain.
Thank you for letting us go.
Pronto. Tá vendo? Dá pra gente fazer umas coisas... Dá pra gente fazer umas coisas boas mesmo na rota da facção ruim. Entendeu? Isso eu gostei. Porque, tipo... Não é simplesmente você entrar na facção ruim e dane-se, entendeu? Você tem que fazer tudo de ruim. Tipo, que nem a Ryujin. A Ryujin, você entrou na facção que fazia de tudo. Você falou o quê?
I have been curious. I know that your role in Constellation was thrust upon you in an unusual way. But that experience does not demand that you stay. You could have delivered the artifact and then left. Why do you stay?
Essa que você fala de artefato agora, eu tô no meio da coisa da coisa. Ele tem significado e importância que a gente descubra.
That is what keeps me here as well. My past is complicated. And anyone in Constellation will tell you I do not speak much of it. But my family always stressed the importance of having a purpose in life. You must have a reason for being.
O motivo para levantar da cama de manhã. Acho que é importante ter objetivos.
A goal is something you work towards.
Que isso?
An expectation of achievement. That is not the same. I believe it is sometimes phrased as the destination is not as important as the journey. When I first came to New Atlantis, I was shocked at how many people go about their business every day like drones. They do their jobs, eat their food, sleep in their beds, all seemingly without concern for anything around them. Complacent. Their experience is so different from much of the settled systems. They do not know how good they have it.
Você acha que as pessoas precisam lutar para viver? As experiências devem ter sido bem diferentes, então.
Yes, they were. I did not grow up amidst such luxury.
Não aproveita a nave. É um luxo.
I know that all too well. And these people seem to have no idea. Tá
na cara que você já passou por muita coisa.
I have. There have been times where I wondered whether it was worth it. My family is unique within the settled systems. I grew up outside the bounds of the United Colonies or the Free Star Collective. My parents and their parents before them did not believe anyone outside our family could be trusted or relied upon. You can imagine, I am sure, how existence without ties to others is challenging in space.
Sobreviver por conta própria é admirável.
It has certainly proven valuable. Saved me. A few times, without question. For now, though, it would seem you and I have found purpose in Constellation. I believe that is enough. I am pleased that we have common cause and have enjoyed our time together. Thank you. Can we speak for a moment?
Mas...
Your investigation with the Free Star Rangers has come to an end.
Nossa, porque deve ter tido um monte de coisa pra gente. Eu tô... Ninguém deveria estar contente com qualquer situação da qual possa cair fora. Sabe como é? Investigação.
I suppose not. This Ron
Foi uma
Holt, supposedly a man of the people, was more concerned with profit than lives. He was not the first, and certainly will not be the last. At least he will no longer be able to prey on others. I am unsure that death was preferable to justice, but at least the situation is over. There is no question who was to blame. No, he did not. A very poor decision on his part. Perhaps a lesson to be learned by others who would break the law. At least while you serve as ranger. I think less of the badge and more of the person wearing it. You should be proud of your accomplishments. Shall we find some other adventure to occupy us now?
Sim.
If you have the time, I wish to speak to you.
É porque senão ela vai ficar falando isso toda vez que eu entrar.
Climbing the corporate ladder to your list of accomplishments. I think it is perhaps for the best that the research program will come to an end. Where that neuroamp technology could lead, there are many bad outcomes.
Com certeza. Ou seja, mesmo eu não indo com os companions, eu acho que eles ficam sabendo das coisas e têm opiniões sobre isso. Entendeu? Ninguém deveria ter esse nível de controle sobre os outros.
Except you, perhaps. You do still have one in your head.
Pode confiar, a gente sabe disso.
And if you are the only one with this neuroamp, I know exactly who to keep an eye on. I suggest you keep that in mind. With the neuroamp matter settled, we should move on to other things, yes?
Não vai mais querer falar comigo, né? Obrigado. Agora eu posso continuar a missão. Ou seja, vai ser legal quando a gente voltar lá pra constelação, todo mundo querendo falar com a gente. Ah, umas 2 horas de diálogo. Mano, a nossa nave, sei lá, parece um catado de um monte de nave tudo junta. Ela é feia que dói. Ela é feia que dó, mas ela tem, como fala? Mas ela tem um pouquinho de tudo. Bem, eles são eclípticos, então não vai ter problema nessa missão. Opa. Pera aí. Ah, tá.
looking like an asshole, I'm gonna send someone after you. We clear?
Melhor decisão que você podia tomar.
Last person who said that was Rake. So you've already dug yourself a hole.
Sua filha da mãe.
Now that you know the deal, it's time to see what you signed up for. I'm gonna upload the coordinates for our headquarters in the Crick system. Spacers call it the key, the fleet calls it home. Head out there as soon as you can. Don't keep me waiting long.
Embarque na Vigilant.
Commander Ikande wants to see you. Follow me. I had a friend on the Regana. I hope I'll be able to see him next time we're on shore leave.
Okay. Hello.
Que bom que a gente não destruiu tudo. Né?
The Vigilance is our flagship. Where it goes.
We got the message from the Regana about Austin Rick. We had him dropped off at a separate port, off the books. Suffice to say, he's got a lot to answer for. That's a smart line to follow. Part of this role you're playing means having to make hard choices. Just remember not to lose yourself in the part. Oh, one more thing before we move on. For transparency's sake, you should know we were the ones that hired Ecliptic to attack Neva's ship. There was concern after what happened with the Regana that you might have trouble earning Neva's trust. Coming to her rescue ensured that would not be a problem.
Uma aposta arriscada.
A gamble that hopefully paid off. On that note, how did things go with Neva? Were you able to join the fleet? Then it worked. You're in. Sounds like everything is going as expected. Now it's time for the next phase of the mission.
Our intel on Saoirse was correct. After we received reports on your interaction with Adler Kemp, we picked up on your rendezvous with Neva Mora.
Our files indicate she's second in command, so getting on a good side will ensure you get into the Crimson Fleet. A woman has a record that could stretch across Sol and back. She started young as one of the young street rats, and worked her way up to second in command. She's a force to be reckoned with, so don't underestimate her.
Tudo bem.
Yes, you pass your first test and you're still alive. But before we get too confident, that either means she suspects nothing, or she intends to make an example of you later. Just remember, these are ruthless criminals, so don't let your guard down.
And their ruthlessness is only surpassed by their cunning. You should proceed with caution, regardless of how well you think you've ingratiated yourself.
So what's next for you on Neva's agenda? Where you'll meet Delgado, no doubt.
Delgado is the leader of the Crimson Fleet. I have a profile here with some information on his background. You'll want to know the individual cadences of every member of the fleet, but Delgado's most of all.
In any case, now that you're with the fleet, you'll be operating independently. We will shadow you eventually, but we'll need to maintain our distance for now, especially while you're on the key. This will also give us time to bolster our defenses, should we need to engage with the fleet in the future.
Sir, on that note, shall we begin implementing the upgrade to our shields?
Immediately, Lieutenant. Notify the engineers and relay the information to the crew. I hope your entry into the fleet has overcome any doubts you may have had regarding your mission. It certainly increased my estimates on success. Keep up the good work. We'll expect further reports. Dismissed.
Ok.
We got a wager going over whether the fleet would let you in or leave you for dead. And,
Wherever the Crimson Fleet go, we'll follow.
Ignorei o outro. Ele começou a falar comigo, eu ignorei. Tem paciência não. A gente tem que ir lá pra... A gente tem que ir lá pra chave. Encontrar com seu salgado. Yupi! Ó, segurei. Pô, até que tá fácil de... É bom ver você também. Eu me esqueci quem é você. Ah, é a menina do começo. Eu deveria ter escolhido a casa. Mais útil que o super fã. Com certeza. A casa ia ser mais útil que o super fã. Porque ela não enche o meu saco. Porque me falaram que essa bosta ia ficar me trazendo um monte de coisa de presente. Então eu pensei que era itens que a gente podia usar, mas ele não me trouxe nada até agora. Só uma encheção de saco. Eita preula.
Way to make a mess in front of my new rook.
Hey, steal from me and get caught. Better off dead.
Sounds like you did the fleet a favor. Now toss this body out of an airlock before it turns into a damn air freshener. The hell took you so long? Forget how to grab jump or something? Never apologize. Not if you want anyone in the fleet to respect you. And if they don't respect you, put a gun to their head and they'll get the message. But, all that aside, you made it. So now, you get to hear a nifty history lesson. Pencils ready?
Sim.
Good. This floating scrap heap you're standing on is called the Keep. Used to be an old UC military star station, and now it's the fleet's base of operations. Might look a little beat up on the outside, but we keep it together. Sure did. Right out from under their noses. Way before you or I were born, though. We've held this station for a very long time. Don't worry. Delgado will tell you all about it. You think? And that's only part of it. I'll let Delgado fill you in on the whole story. He tells it better anyway. But I can give you the short version while we walk the station. Anyway, I'll tell you all about the Keep. But it's better if I show you too. Follow me.
All right. History time. So, the key is in orbit around Suvorov. That's the very same ice ball where the United Colonies built a supermax prison called the Lock. The UC is so clever. Supermax prison, lock, key.
Vamos lá. Vamos conhecer. Vamos conhecer. Que a gente já conheceu, já, mas vamos falar de novo.
Now, we've got everything the fleet needs right here. Of course, you've got to pay for it. Remember, on the key, credits are king. What
Tá
the
bom.
hell is this?
All right. Hang on, Nev. Before you get pissed, I've got my hands full.
Jasmine, sweetie, I'm trying to give a tour here. So you want to tell me why those damn doors are sealed?
It's called a malfunction. You know, that thing I spend most of my day dealing with. Believe me, my people are on it. Have a little faith for once.
Aw. And you always, Angel. This here's Jasmine. You need anything for your ship, she's got you covered. We'll hit up the depot next since these doors have given out on us. So anyway, we were talking about the Lock. About 100 years ago, the prisoners down there rioted and took over the place. After stealing some ships, they were actually able to make it up here and took over the key.
About time you brought us new blood, neighbor. I was getting tired of trading with the same old faces.
You're just ticked everyone's getting wise to your ridiculous prices, Aludra. Anyway, welcome to the depot, Rook, where you'll be lucky if these blood-sucking leeches don't bleed you completely dry.
Whoa. It's not our fault that people don't appreciate how much it costs to get untraceable merchandise onto the key.
Neva's just whining because she thinks she lost a ton of cash selling us a shipment of gear. She should have done her homework.
Yeah, sure, laugh it up. I'll remember that next time I need something from you cheapskates. Let's move on. Back to my story. After the liberated prisoners grabbed the key, they established it as a base of operations and began pirating the spaceways. That was how the Crimson Fleet began. Of course, Jasper Cricks had a lot to do with all that, but we'll get to him later. Rook, meet Zuri, queen of the rare exports.
Wait.
If I don't have it, you don't need it.
Neuroamps, blueprints. Hit her up and she'll take care of you.
Speaking of which, you still owe me for that last purchase, Neva. It's like 5 figures. Don't make me collect it the hard way.
Caraca.
The hard way? Oh no. Rook, protect me from Zuri's vengeance. Enough of the bullshit, Zuri. I'll pay you when I pay you. Deal with it. Got a problem with that? Take it up with the boss. On the right, you've got Bradley from the Trade Authority.
Caraca.
I'm sure you know the deal there. He'll buy pretty much anything, no matter how hot. Then we got our med bay on the left, run by the one and only Samina Mizra. She'll patch you up, if you've got the money. We don't run any free clinics up in here, you don't? Okay.
Tudo paga aqui.
Final stop.
Ô, louco.
Over there, you've got the Last Nova, where Bog serves watered-down drinks at ridiculously exorbitant prices.
Caraca.
And right here is the most important place on the entire station, the Reckoner's Core, run by the incomparable Shinya Voss.
Another new Rook, Neva? I can't believe Delgado still lets you recruit, given what happened with the last one.
You mean Austin Rape? It's been taken care of, all right? I don't like loose ends, and this Rook is the one who tied it off.
Perhaps next time you'll try to be a bit more discerning regarding your choices. It's far more costly.
Mas você não tem... Você tem dedo podre para recrutar. Sinto muito.
Shinya handles our lifeblood. The money. We call him our Reckoner, but if you ask me, he's actually a pain in the ass.
And Neva will slit your throat if she thinks you'll bleed creds.
Go to hell, boss. Take care of our new friend here, or I'll find a way to pull the pin on that little party popper in your chest. Anyway, Shinya will get you set up in our system. I've got real work to do. Once you're done, head upstairs and I'll introduce you to the boss.
Time for a proper introduction. I am Shinya Voss, the official reckoner for the Crimson Fleet. And since Neva so thoughtfully mentioned it, yes, this is a bomb embedded in my chest. And no, I'll never know the meaning of the word humble. In fact, I find Delgado's idea of a security measure to be quite empowering.
Isso é a medida de segurança mais inteligente que já vi.
Glad you approve. Obviously, betrayal isn't taken lightly around here. Since I oversee the bulk of transactions and maintain all accounts for the fleet, I'm a prime target for information. Should our enemies capture me or I grew any semblance of a moral conscience, you might consider me the greatest threat we have. For Delgado, the bomb grants peace of mind and a certain degree of safety.
E tecnicamente para você traz também paz para você não ser torturado. Não basta um erro pra você explodir, não?
Essentially, but I sleep soundly knowing I'm one of the few that can piss Delgado off and live. Should I die, all of my knowledge, the accounts, the credits, it would be a mess. He wouldn't dare. He holds the trigger, but we all know that my death cripples the fleet. Call the bomb a weapon of last resort.
Aposto que você não sabe muito. Parece bem inteligente.
Of course, I'm not the first reckoner to bear a bomb under my rib cage, but Delgado was smart enough to continue the tradition. Now, let me get you set up. A moment while I convene with the core. Thanks to advanced modifications even Ryujin would envy, I can interface directly with our mainframe and the Galbank network. This allows me to move and clean credits faster and more efficiently than any run-of-the-mill cyber runner. There, you're done. All you need now is Delgado's blessing, and you'll be one of us.
Mais alguma modificação?
Other than my chest and arm modifications, I am but a simple man. Is the interview over now? Can we get back to work? Yes, about time you shut up and listened. Thanks to our relations with contacts across the galaxy, we always have a steady stream of jobs available. I've granted you all the necessary permissions to access these listings at any time, using the computers that surround the core. If Neva's chosen wisely, we certainly will. Now, I believe that covers all I have to say.
Esse cara é extremamente tranquilo.
Take the elevator to the upper level. You should be able to find your way from there.
Não parece que ele é tranquilo, calmo.
You can all stop complaining. Atrium to cargo bay doors have been repaired. Oh, and you're welcome, Nev.
Namastê pra você. Porque agora, modo foto. Vamos aproveitar um pouquinho.
So, now that we are all here, it's time to get down to business. The two of you are the only rooks that have made the latest cut. The rest, well, let's just say they won't be joining us ever again. Neva's willing to put her neck on the line and vouch for you, which means you've got what it takes to join the Crimson Fleet. better not disappoint, or you'll find yourself answering to me, personally. All right, let's get started here. When you sign up with the Crimson Fleet, you're in it for the long haul. No one quits. No one retires. The only way out is death. You stay loyal or you pay the consequences. Fleet before friends. Fleet before family. Fleet before yourself.
Caraca.
Boss. Good. You're getting it already. I like that.
Café da manhã vem primeiro.
When we get on with this, I want to get drunk at the last Nova.
I'm impressed. That is the first intelligent thing you have said this entire time, Mathis. Since you two seem so eager to move forward, let's get to your next job. Pack your cold weather gear, Rooks. Where we are going, you're going to need it.
Oh, God, don't tell me you're dragging him down to Suvarol for another one of your little initiation runs. 10 Johns to the surface, 12 dead Rooks. You'd think by now you would have given up on that goddamn campfire story.
Crix's legacy is no story, Neva. We've got fresh eyes in the fleet. And if these two want to impress, they're going to help me search those ruins.
I hope you're right, Dale. That new code we grabbed for the lot cost us a ton of credits. And a decent captain.
This initiation, as Neva calls it, is your chance to see where it all began. On Suvorov with Jasper Crix. Crix led the riots that gave birth to the Crimson Fleet. And if his legacy is still out there, we're going to be the ones to find it.
Talvez fosse bom me falar pouco mais sobre o legado do Chris. Quantos testes eu vou ter que fazer? Vamos levar todo o piratão pra essa iniciação?
Of course. Where else could I find such a perfect location to weed out any rooks who'd be wasting the fleet's time? Through a bit of luck and a hell of a lot of cash, Neva was able to get her hands on an access code to the inside of the lock. This will be the first time someone from the Crimson Fleet has set foot in there for, well, since Crix left the place behind. It has been frustrating being this close to potential clues, but not being able to find a way through those prison walls. Before Crix left the fleet, he left a message talking about a major score, one that would set up the fleet to be a big player in the settled systems. Somewhere down the line, they started calling it Crix's legacy, and everyone who's tried to find it has wound up empty-handed, missing, or dead. If we're gonna beat those odds, we'll first need a lead, and I would wager we will find one on Suvorov.
Dale's leaving out the best part. That this whole search is based on a handful of words on a very old slate. Crix left a lot of big talk on that recording, and not a lot of facts. Some of us believe in it more than others.
Don't listen to her. When we get our hands on Crix's legacy, the fleet will be operating at a completely different level. We will become more than a match for UC System. You forget the UC is still licking its wounds from the colony wars. They don't have the capability to mount a full-scale assault. And if they were foolish enough to attack, we would have the manpower to push those pendejos right back to Jemison. If we have Crix's legacy. Listen to the words that I am saying. The legacy is real. You will find that out in due time, provided you're willing to put in the work. Nothing worth having ever comes easy.
A gente vai ser batido.
Exactly. Now you're beginning to understand. Okay, enough discussion. We have got a lot of work to do. To that end, The next stop is the lock. I've had Jazz feed the coordinates into your ship's computer.
Since Mathis doesn't have a ship, he's going to ride with me. I'll see you down there, Rook. Don't keep me waiting.
Ok. A recruta encontra o rei, conquista alcançada. Aliás, pode me contar alguma coisa sobre a história antes de terminar?
I could tell you stories that would last for hours. But now is not the time. You have a job to do, and I don't like to be kept waiting.
Ok.
When you... well, if you get back to the key, I am sure you can find some copies of the interview he gave to SSNN around here, somewhere. I think those recordings might give you the history lesson that you are looking for.
Tá bom, não quero mais falar com ele não. Tchau. Nossa, alguma coisa eu ganhei de novo que eu estou pesado. Ah, o equipamento. Caraca. Oh, até que é bonito esse traje. Sério, esse traje é bonito? Perfil da Frota Escarlate. Pra gente ver. Suprimentos médicos. E o perfil da frota. Massa. Pô. Gostei disso daqui. Ó. Oh, é bonita essa roupa. Mas enfim. Precisamos ir embora agora, né? É. Entramos pra frota. Só espero que não dê merda. Porque vai dar. E assim inicia a nossa missão na última facção que precisamos completar em Starfield. A facção dos piratas. Mas é claro, temos uma iniciação para fazer. E essa iniciação... vai ter um risquinho aí de óbitos. Mas isso a gente vai ver melhor no próximo episódio. E eu espero vocês lá. Então, se gostaram, deixa aquele joinha que é só clicar, coloca um comentário falando o que você achou. Compartilha com os amigos que é muito importante. Se não for inscrito no canal, já aproveita, se inscreve e ativa o sininho para receber a notificação dos próximos vídeos. Muito obrigado e até o próximo.